Yo, what up? You know what it is. It's your boy AJ Francis reporting to you live from New York City, the birthplace of hip-hop. And I'm telling you that I'm only tuned in with True Heel Heat Wrestling. Holla at me.
What's going on, everybody? This is your former AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Once a champion, always a champion. Swerve Strickland. Whose house? Swerve's house. You're watching True Heel Heat podcast.
All right, ready when you are.
Hey guys, I may have go away heat, but these guys have true heel heat. So you better listen to the podcast or else I'm gonna kick you in your fucking cock and balls.
I'll get it.
Hey everybody, it's Tony Schiavone of All Elite Wrestling, and this is True Heel Heat. And I said it right, you motherfuckers.
Hello. It is me, your True Heel Phenom SP3. We are live on the True Heel Heat YouTube, Facebook, well, True Heel Heat Sports and Entertainment YouTube, True Heel Heat Facebook, and Twitter for our BMF Season 4, Episode 3, Good Faith Review. Discussing the latest episode of Season 4 of BMF as only we can. And to do that, of course, I am joined by the good sister, the princess of all the true heels, Miss Krssi Love. How are you feeling?
What's happening? I'm good. How you doing? Trying to stay cool out here in this hot weather, this heat wave that we're having over here in New York City. Not sure if you guys are getting any much heat on your side of the world, but yeah. Trying to.
We usually it's hot over here, but I will say it was nice to go to York Hall yesterday for Ref Pro, and I did not sweat out of my shirt, so it wasn't that bad.
So it wasn't that bad.
And then by the time I was heading back, it was like 9:30, 10 o'clock, and it was cold. So
I got chilly. So it's balanced out. So it'll be hot, then it'll be cool at night. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. It balanced out at the end.
I keep telling people, be careful what you wish for, because New York City had a lot of rain, and they kept saying, well, where's the warm weather? They kept saying, why is it so cold? Why is it so cold? Like June and May had like remarkable weathers for being like below average, and then all of a sudden, boom, it hit us. And Mother Nature said, you kept complaining. Now stop complaining. Now I'm going to give you a whole bunch of heat because you kept complaining. You wanted to be hot.
Shouldn't been talking shit.
Shouldn't have been talking shit. Yep, that's it. Shouldn't have been talking shit. That's perfect. That is the right one. You shouldn't have been talking shit. Said all that stuff, and now look at y'all complaining your asses off. Now you want to be hot in cool weather. You want something cool now.
Now you mad.
Now it's officially summer. Now you're mad. So what are you gonna do? But other than that, I'm good. I can't complain. I'm here. This episode, a lot of things in perspective.
This is a setup episode.
Another setup episode, yeah. Episode 3 setup.
Yeah, some good setup. We got some directions being kind of formulated here. People still messing up and making wrong decisions. Looking at you, Meech. But yeah. We're going to discuss it on this week's show. We appreciate y'all for joining us live. Appreciate y'all for watching us on demand. Remember to show your appreciation back. The simplest way possible is by dropping a thumbs up on this video. That helps the YouTube algorithms also much. You can also share this video with all your BMF fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're new to the True Hill Heat Sports and Entertainment YouTube channel, you can hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified. Help us out here as we're on the march to 1,000 subscribers for our second channel. And of course, if you're watching us on demand, let us know in the comments down below what you thought about BMF Season 4, Episode 3. And if you're with us live, you can sound off in the live chat and be a part of the conversation, as we'll try to highlight as many of your comments as possible. As always, I start off with these reviews lately. Give you the update that I gave Krssi love on the True Hill Heat flagship podcast. I am currently up to date on The Chi. I'm currently up to date. We can guarantee we're gonna do a season 7 review of The Chi. We'll do everything when the season's done, or if they split it into 2 halves like they did season 6, maybe we'll do first half of season 7 and then the second half of season 7 when it comes back. But good stuff. I like The Chi a lot. I would say the best 2 seasons for me after first viewing it would probably be season 2 and season 6. Those are the 2 ones that
season
stand
6
out.
is definitely a great season. Season 6 is a great season. It redeemed himself for a little while because it was just like, oh God, like what is happening? Still hate Gemma. She's on the top of the list.
I'm glad she's gone.
Yeah. Gone-ish.
She's gone. She gone-ish. Oh, she's gonna come back. Damn it.
Because they just had her and what's the name, sister, just at a studio. They didn't really give real clarity of what's happening with them. The only person that they did say was leaving was Kevin's girlfriend,
Maisha.
Yeah.
Papa Maisha going to Los Angeles. Yes. I mean, Papa, yeah. They really haven't had anything for Papa since season 5.
Correct. Right. So
they just been drawing straws out of a cup with Papa. He had a love interest with the pastor's daughter for a little bit, but then that didn't even last too long because he broke up with her after his dad died. Then his dad died. That became the whole thing. Then he started working with Pastor Zeke, and that became its own thing. Now I don't even feel like he has a job with Pastor Zeke because Charles is here, aka Dre, bitch-ass Dre.
Bitch-ass Dre. And Dre he's not even believable as a pastor. I was like, why are you trying to con these people, yo? You conning them all right. You having them on their knees praying.
On their knees praying. They ain't praying for anything.
Can I come pray for you? Can I come inside to pray with you? Of course, Pastor. Nigga.
They praying his Holy Spirit don't land in their hair. That's what they praying for.
He trying to pray into Tracy's pants, but Tracy's occupied by somebody else. So
yeah, I love when we get to talk about that. I love the fact they did a whole scene this past week with Rashad and Keith, because it reminded me of ATL. They was both in ATL together. I was like, oh, look at this. Both in
ATL. So let's bring them all together. Yep. So
it's like we just need T.I. to show up. Come on.
Just need, yep. This episode was like a nostalgia piece. Like it was like the beginning of it was like paying homage to Do the Right Thing, the Hot Summer.
Yeah.
So she paid homage to that, and then she did a few kind of like nostalgia pieces in this episode. So yeah. But yeah, that was ATL
like it's Do the Right Thing episode, and unfortunately Jamal was Radio Raheem.
He was, and I don't think he made it. I think he once what's the name walked over him, I was like, yeah, he's not gonna make it. And he just got his lady, he just got a piece, and
he done busted his first nut since getting saved. And then he got clipped.
Yep.
I mean, they did show he's going to be in the hospital in the next episode in the trailer.
Oh, okay. So we should be okay. So hopefully, because I didn't see the trailer on my end. So hopefully so.
God damn it, Alicia. I want to root for you. I like Alicia.
I like Alicia. I think she's great on this show. She's a good addition to this show, and for her to be out here, especially I don't know why would her what's the name advise her to go and do such a but it's all because of
Bakari.
Bakari, you can't keep
Dumbass
having one
Bakari.
foot in and one foot out, yo. Like you gotta have to figure this shit out, son.
Yeah,
And his
Bakari
professor keep telling him that same shit.
Bakari trying to work with two enemies in Nuck and Alicia.
And Alicia.
To pick a side, it's easy. You would be like, if you really want to be in the game, you could easily become the number one and usurp Nuck by just snitching on him.
Yep.
Like choose a side. Like Nuck ain't your friend. Nuck's never been your friend.
Nuck has never been your friend. Never. He always looked out for you, but he's never a friend for you. That's it.
Has he look out for him? He killed his father figure.
Okay.
I still don't forgive Nuck. I don't forgive Nuck for killing Pastor Zeke. I don't forgive him for killing Rob. Mind you, we met him. We met him and he. Oh no, I mean Pastor Jackson. Pastor Jackson. Papa's dad. I don't forgive him for killing Pastor Jackson. Don't forgive him for killing Rob. Mind you, when we met him, it was first he left Keisha at the bus stop, which led to Keisha getting kidnapped. Then when we actually found him, at his house, he pulled the gun on Kevin when he was like 13, 14 years old. Then we found out where he was living, and he was trafficking women. He's a weirdo.
Yeah, he got a lot. He's the only. What is that tattoo? Is it a llama? I've been trying to figure that out for like the longest, son. Like, what is that on the side of his face?
I just don't understand why they're trying to babyface him. He's not a babyface.
He's not a babyface. He's trying to get help from Pastor Zeke, and it's definitely not working.
He's trying to get in Tiff's drawers when we finally won the homie Luke James to mess with a non-trans woman. Like for once, he's always been with trans women. He's finally gonna be with born women, a non-trans woman in Tiff. And no, Nuck's got to get in here. Nuck's got to get in here.
I hope Tiff like sees the light and goes with what's the name? Not him. With Luke James.
Hopefully, they had a nice little moment. Do you think that they got rid of his Fatima because Reg was back and Reg don't like trans women?
I don't know. Maybe.
I just had that question in my mind because I know that was the whole thing why Reg left in the first place, because they wanted him to be in a relationship with a trans woman and he didn't want to do it. Luke James, who did a great job and open my mind up and seeing like the nuance in dating a trans woman and what they see, what how they take to relationships as well, and
giving a different aspect of how like they see things and do. Yeah,
her leaving made me be like, did they leave? Did they tell her to leave because Reg is back?
I didn't think about it, but now that you're saying it, might be something to it. I don't know, because you ain't seen her since. Yeah, he was like, "Oh, so you just gonna leave me?" And she just left. Like she really didn't have no like reason to like really leave. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know.
We'll see. But yes, we got to talk about BMF though, season 4, episode 3. We got DeMarcus in the chat joining us as always. Good to see you, DeMarcus. He says, "What's good, everyone?" He also says Pastor Coleman is giving Cleflo Dollar vibes. Deacon Brown looks like Andre 3000 from the Hey Ya video at Pastor Coleman's church. No, he looked like Money Mike. He was like, "Let me check my Palm Pilot. Looks like I ain't doing shit."
And Money Mike is one of the best characters, yo.
He was the best part about Friday After Next. Friday After Next is my least favorite Friday movie, but he's hilarious in it.
I have to debate with people all the time, and everyone hates me for it.
What?
I don't like the first Friday.
I'm not gonna go that far. I love the first Friday movie.
Everyone loves it.
As a movie, it is the best movie. It's not the funniest though of the three. The funniest of the three to me is Next Friday.
Yes.
Next Friday, because you got prime Mike Epps Mike Epps just telling the story about Baby D is one of the funniest monologues of all time.
It is.
He was like, she know about all the new snacks. She know about all the new snacks. She told me one time, she's like,
like people, like I have people people try to take my black card away. They be like, you don't understand what funniness is, because everyone get at me for saying that Friday After Next is not that fun. I mean, the first Friday is not funny. The only reason that Friday is funny because it's Chris Tucker, and it's only but certain parts.
I think Friday is funny. I think, like I said, I think it's the best movie. If you're just judging it on it being a good movie that has some elements of comedy, has some serious elements, and the structure and the payoff, everything how you want from a movie, I think it is the best movie and the best writing of the Friday series. It's not the funniest, though. The funniest is Next Friday. I would say there is an argument that Friday After Next is funnier than Friday as well.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I think the last two are way better. They outdo the first one.
I wouldn't go that far.
That's just me. I prefer the other two more. I can watch the other two more than I can watch the original one. Not a fan. I think it's very slow and boring, but whatever. That's just me.
I think there's more quotables. There's more quotables from the first Friday than you want to give it credit for. I literally was just quoting the Friday because T told me, she was like, yeah, my neck hurts. I was like, my neck, my back, my neck and my back. And she thought I was trying to do the Krssi song, my neck, my back. I was like, no, I'm doing Azelle when he fell in the grocery store. My neck.
It is very. It's a lot. It is more quotables, yes. But I just,
you're not giving it credit for how funny Azelle is. Azelle is hilarious in that movie. Chris Tucker as Smokey for sure. Big Worm or Big Perm. Oh, my bad. Big Worm. He's hilarious. Even I think Ice Cube is actually more funny in Friday than any of the other Fridays, because he more or less has to be the straight man for the comedy of Mike Epps more in the next two movies than he was in the first movie.
I mean, fair, but
Felicia, Big Debo before they turned him into a freaking cartoon in the next movie.
Yep.
Bernie Mac, yes, Bernie Mac as the preacher. He's hilarious. Come on, Krssi. Come on. You need to watch it again. You need to watch it.
I've watched it. I keep watching it because everyone keeps saying, no, you just gotta watch it again. And maybe it's just me. I've tried. I went to a friend's house. They had we was having like a game night, and they stopped the whole game night so we can watch Friday, just to make me so I can change my mind. It didn't work.
You know what watching The Chi made me realize is how much I miss playing spades.
That was one of the best episodes.
That's one of the best episodes of the whole series. Is Darnell breaking down spades to Damien. It's one of the best episodes.
It is one of the, like, we were watching. I was like, yo, this brings back so much memory, because I play it, but I'm not like the spades player. Like, so I'm like the son. I'll play occasionally if no one doesn't want to play. So for when he's doing it, he's explaining it. He's like, look, you can't go on. Like, he was like, no numbers, you can play cards. But it's like the way they broke it down, they had the whole like easel, and it was like,
he was like, let me get some markers and a clear board.
He was like, wait, we can't be having this. Ain't no child of mine not gonna know how to play no spades. I love Darnell. Darnell he was like, we don't renege here. We don't get set here. I was like, oh man, because I was Damien at one point. I think I was like, I might have been like 20, 21 years old. And I always used to go to like my brother-in-law. He used to have like cookouts in Jersey, and he would always have spades game. And I would watch it, but I never understood it because none of them would ever. They were like, we don't got time to teach you. No one ever wants to teach you. That is the problem. No one ever wants to sit down and teach you like what they did. And you just got to figure it out some kind of way. And then if you do the wrong thing, that everyone like ridicules you. Well, no one really sits and teaches. Like, no one teaches it no more.
Yeah, shout outs to my boy Steve Stash, his cousin Ezra, and Ezra's sister were the ones who taught me how to play spades. They broke it down. It was in her apartment, and she broke it down of the 10. If you go 7 bush, you get 70. If you don't, if you go 8 bush, you get set. And it's like, oh, okay. And then I was able to go to the cookouts at my brother's house and finally get to play. Sit down and play instead of just watch it. So yeah. That episode was chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss, yo. And then Emmett in the background. Yeah. He's like the ad lib. He's like, nah, you don't do that now. Don't do that. That I can go back and watch that. That episode is so good. That one is like a favorite, top tier, one of my favorite of the whole Shy season.
I agree. 100% agree.
And then we were talking about the Shy. We were supposed to be talking about BMF. And we didn't talk about 20 minutes. Sorry, guys. The reason that you're
talked
really
about
here.
Friday, we talked about the Shy. But let's finally get into BMF season 4, episode 3, Good Faith. The show, you see Meech's previous slip up with Nicole's graduation present ends up costing him more than he imagined. After his sister was arrested with the stolen car, it puts the Flannery brothers back on Detective Brian's radar. So he's doing more investigation on what's going on here, and his actual investigation actually bears some promising results. Alexandria, who is their covert automobile supplier, is basically being tracked down by Detective Bryant, since so much of the BMF's business relies on these vehicles that are now under suspicion. Meech was forced to put a pause on the usual operations, and of course we had the whole situation with them sending the product down to St. Louis, and it leads to basically Terry and the business in Detroit kind of having a pause a bit themselves because they don't have any product, and they've been hitting up J-Pusha to find out what's going on. Alexandria and her associate Kenny, who are now directly responsible for the major slip up, become inherent liabilities. Even though the car dealership owner had managed to cover for Meech on her records, Brian still has access to the establishment CCTV footage, which puts the older Flannery brother on the scene. So he sees him and he's like, I got him. And he sees him. He sees Duffy talking to Kenny, so he's on the radar for Kenny now. Eventually, Brian is able to use the CCTV footage to reach out to a grieving father whose son was lost in the gang wars, in which Meech and his men played a significant role. It was the same father that he had drive to the apartment building before the Red Dogs got him.
Yep.
For his part, the father can recognize Meech from when the latter attended his son's funeral, and he basically says that Meech didn't attend the funeral out of grief. He attended it out of guilt. And even though this doesn't prove his direct involvement in the murder, it strengthens Brian's resolve in the case. However, any leads he may be hoping to extract from Alexandria prove futile, since she remains loyal to the Flannery brothers in the hopes of continuing their shared business as partners. She basically goes to Meech's house because Terry, Nicole, and Lucille are in town for Nicole's basically orientation. Yeah, I was like some word that I haven't heard in like 20 years now. But they're in town for that, so they come and visit. So Terry and Meech are able to handle business on their end. Thus, even though Terry is reluctant to keep their business with her, Meech believes that they could trust her. He doesn't share the same sentiments. As such, the jagged edges between the two brothers continue to impact their shared concerns. But what do you think? Do you think that they should trust Alexandria, since she has like a streamline into what Brian is basically investigating at this point?
Yeah, they need to use her as a source just in case, because she is part of the reason. So yeah, they need to like use her at their disposure, or display, like to help like figure out like what he wants, and kind of like see and go along with it, and like kind of like you got to be 10 steps ahead of Brian.
Yeah, that's Brian, always what Meech does best.
And he has to be 10. He has to be 10 steps ahead of them, because if he's not there, it's not going to work out for them.
We got DeMarcus. It says Duffy is using the alias Don Janico to get the cars from Alexandria, and of course, DeMarcus continues his charade of Team Terry over here in these streets. We also got DeMarcus says we found out that Duffy caught a body in Detroit and Duffy fled to Atlanta. Yeah, he tells the story to Meech because he's worried about Detective Brian being around. So he basically tells him why he had to flee to Atlanta from Detroit, and it was because he caught a body. They got robbed, and he went back to the opposing crew's stash house, and instead of killing the person who did the robbery, he killed his brother, and it wound up that the brother was on his way to the NBA and was a star athlete, and he basically feels a lot of guilt over it, and he thinks that if he's caught by Bryant, he's going to lead to him being charged with what he was supposed to be charged with back in Detroit. They're adding a lot of depth to Duffy's character here, which makes me believe he's gonna die in these next couple of episodes.
Next up, yeah, he's definitely gonna die, especially the way that he did certain things and been, kind of like not reckless, but like careless, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and we'll get into that when he goes to see the guy Kenny. So Meech and Terry, they also during this trip in Atlanta are going to be considered starting a record label. Despite their differences, the Flannerys still continue to have a one-track mind in other aspects of their business. Therefore, when the two visit the set of a music video shoot for Purdy that is renting out their cars, both brothers see the same opportunity. On the set, Meech and Terry realize that despite making good, profitable art, the artist continues to get the short end of the stick. Inversely, her manager and producer reap the luxurious benefits of the music. As the artist tells it, most musicians have learned to accept this as an unfortunate part of the deal, that they have to pay for their jewelry and anything involving the music video, which is kind of outrageous. And it's like, you're losing money to make money. Then that didn't sit right with Meech and Terry, it seems. Nonetheless, the duo knows that they can turn things around if they decided to start their own record labels. Another benefit of this set visit presents itself when Meech crosses paths with a young lady named Maria, an intriguing, beautiful woman who might just end up playing a bigger role in his life later on. Thus, the two brothers come out of that experience with new goals in mind. In fact, they even come up with a potential name for their record label, which is Stomping Ground Records. Nonetheless, being on the same frequency about things doesn't come as easily, especially in matters of the BMF's business, as Brian's comeback in their lives has compelled the brothers to halt their operations for a while. Nonetheless, J-Pusha overlooks this command entirely and sells the entire stash himself. They need to kill this nigga. That's all I feel. I feel like they really got to kill. They really got to kill J-Pusha. Get rid of him. And I will say, I know DeMarcus, you're watching. I agreed with Terry here. You can't trust the snake. And J-Pusha revealing that he's sold nearly in the entire stash. Naturally, this creates some more tension between Meech and Terry, who remain on opposite sides of this matter in particular. So, yeah, it's just driving a further wedge. Just like every little thing is splitting them down the middle. They can meet eye to eye on the music tip, but they have issues with the personal business. They're split on J-Pusha. They're split on stopping the operation. It's just time after time we're coming up with more scenarios where they're not having that same one-track mind that we've seen from Meech and Terry throughout the first 2-3 seasons of the show. Purdy also, outside of Trell, who's her manager, we also see in this episode that she may have a little bit of a drug problem. as she walks away from Meech and Terry. And before she goes and basically changes out of the clothes from the music video, she pulls out some Coke. She snips the Coke, and she then has a big smile on her face. So maybe we might be seeing some signs that this will be a bigger problem for her moving forward. DeMarcus adds Purdy's character symbolizes Blue Da Vinci, the first artist of BMF. I wonder if Maria knows that Purdy is playing with her nose. Trell, Purdy's producer, is giving me P. Diddy vibes. You know, if we see any lotion, you know what time it is. See any lotion, see any abusive tendencies, y'all know what time it is. I know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is. We see also during this episode the trip to Mexico and how it basically affected them early on. In the first scene of the episode is Meech and Terry, where they are being driven by these truck drivers with them and Loco hiding in one of the parts of the truck, and then some bounty hunters come and track them down. They're about to take them away, but they shoot the drivers, and then Meech and Terry and Loco fight back against the bounty hunters. They pop two of them, and the last one looks like he's about to kill Loco when one of the drivers shoots him down and makes the save for Loco to escape. Loco and Meech get into the car. Terry, who is questioning Meech and Loco about whether they can trust the drivers or not, he realizes that he made a mistake and that he should have trusted them, and he almost gets left in the process. He has to run down and jump in the back of the truck at the end to make sure he doesn't. No, it's all good. And make sure that he doesn't get left behind. What did you think about the first scene with their trip to Mexico with the truck drivers making the save for Meech, Terry, and Loco?
Very interesting, but it's like one part I'm thinking of, like, I don't know what to think of this whole Mexico thing. So I guess they're gonna keep flashing back every episode to figure out what the hell happened, and then they're probably gonna give us like one episode to like tell us the whole story, probably, when they should just did it from the beginning, but whatever. But it's very telling, like, you know, what's happening, and he's just like showing how, like, the sides from Meech and Terry of like how they're like questioning and like trying to like stay brothers and be loyal, but still like questioning each other, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like we get the quote at the beginning of the episode, which was Meech. I think it was Terry who was saying that the trip to Mexico basically made him reflect more and wanted to basically reach the level of wealth that he's always strived to get. So I think we are seeing more and more with these scenes that this trip to Mexico had very much effects on the individual Terry and Meech, but also their relationship and their connection to one another.
Right. So it's just telling of like what's happening and like how they're trying to like question each other and like how they reflect on each other as individuals and trying to figure out what's the next steps for in their, you know, their paths.
Yeah. I will say I like this scene in particular.
This scene was like one of the best, the best, because it gave you more in depth of like what's happening. The other ones were very like snippet and very like, so yeah.
Yeah. DeMarcus says I actually like the Mexico scenes with Meech, Terry, and Loco because it's very creative. The snake one and stuff like that was kind of goofy to me, but this one in particular I thought was one of the better Mexican scenes so far.
Yeah, for sure.
Then we get their priorities, business ideas, to talk about Terry and Meech, and opinions on safety measures all seem to now have diverged ever since Mexico. For the same reason, it's difficult for them to come to the same conclusions about a variety of matters. Alexandra and J-Pusha are just the latest in a long line of disagreements. However, this time around, Meech's affairs have a negative impact on the business, on the professional relationships. Terry is trying to build. Recently, the younger brother handed over some control to Markeisha, who helps him secure distribution through Isaac Roberts. But That's not all good right there.
Yeah.
Although this could be a big opportunity, J-Pusha's decision to quickly sift through their product has left them with no shipment for Isaac. Consequently, Terry decides to pay Isaac a visit alongside Markeisha. Nonetheless, when the two arrive at the location, they realize that Isaac has set up a sting operation to catch the Flannery brothers. Even though they're able, he peeps it. I'll give Terry credit. This was a good Terry moment.
This was a good Terry moment. He like redeemed his. Yep. He was like, you supposed to look around like he. And this is what you really supposed. This is actually like one-on-one. They do it in Goodfellas. You do it. This is one of what things when you're supposed to meet someone. You're supposed to look around at your perimeter.
Yeah.
If you want to be anybody, he was teaching Markeisha. He was like, oh, I'm surprised her husband didn't teach her this stuff. But I guess he didn't take on to agreements or meetings with other people. But anywho, nevertheless, you have to now reflect and like see what's in this perimeter, like who's around here, who's getting food, who's not getting food. And this was a good Terry moment. I really like this moment for Terry because it just made him like see like, yo, like what you doing, son? Like it's not no Mickey Mouse operation, son.
And he had to question Markeisha, like, you trying to set me up, bitch?
Right.
And
which I still kind of think I don't trust.
You think so?
I don't know. Something about it just doesn't. My spirit just ain't ever since she went to go see her man. Boom. I don't know. My spirit ain't sitting right with her. Mm-mm.
I mean, my spirit's never set right with Lala in any of these roles.
You know what? Okay, that's fair.
I'm sorry. That's
fair. You're right. That's fair.
Couldn't be trust. She was about to snitch as Lakeisha.
Yep.
She Dom tried to break up a happy home with Emmett and Tiff.
Yep.
And Markeisha.
I'm sorry. Pause. You seen the shot? Did you see the episode when everyone said they had time with her?
Yes.
Oh my God! First of all, wow. Why would how you gonna do a girl like that?
When they play Jamal, what he said what they get married to, it's like really?
Like why? He's like,
why would you want to do that?
Oh, now you don't want to make a hoe into a housewife? Like, come on, she need love too. But anyways, digress. Sorry.
So even though Terry and Markeisha are able to escape from this situation with ease, it stokes feelings of distrust in Terry. The same paired with Meech's decision to recruit J-Pusha as a right-hand man for an important meeting pushes the younger brother to the edge. We get Loco. He comes and visits Meech, and he basically tells him that Miami is getting hot right now, and they can't have an easy shipment to Atlanta. So he he said it is easier for them to basically fly the planes to St. Louis and drop up the product there. And he's like, all right. I mean, he's like, no, we can't do that. But then Loco kind of tells him like it's the only way right now. And he was like, all right, so we can have J-Pusha basically be the point man for that over there. And Loco asks him, he was like, do you trust this man with your life? And he looks so unsure, but he says, yeah, I do. Yeah. Because he doesn't want to be a problem for Loco. Nigga, speak up. You can't trust him.
Definitely can't trust that nigga, especially after what he said.
Yeah, when he comes and visits them in Atlanta, he's all, I just thought, what would Meech do? Fuck you. And Terry's right. He was like, this dude's a snake. You can't trust him.
Cannot trust him at all. Mm-mm.
So when Terry finds out that J-Pusha is going to be the point man, he's legitimately pissed, and Markeisha is like, yeah, you gotta make decisions. If he's gonna do that to you, you gotta make some decisions that's best for you as well. So as a result, Terry ends up making a choice that might come back to haunt him and the business in the future. He decides to recruit Brian back into his inner circle, B-Mickie. Given the latter's aggravated past with Meech, this could go on to cause even more major problems between the brothers. We saw B-Mickie earlier in this episode as him and his wife saw Charles at church, and they invite him over for dinner. And Charles was the only one of the family that didn't go on the trip to Atlanta for Nicole's orientation because he had to stay behind and work. He goes to Terry's restaurant, and he meets a young lady named Cece. and Charles got the reputation of a musician, and that he's good with his hands. And he's like, playing the guitar ain't the only thing I'm good with my hands with. And it's like, all right, Charles, I see you still got the riz. My man still got the riz. He about to clap them cheeks, all right? I see
like he
you,
did to
Charles.
the other the other lady. What was her name?
Miss Mabel.
Miss Mabel, yeah.
Miss Mabel. He was clapping on Mabel cheeks. He gonna clap some CC cheeks. So yeah, he talks about that when he goes to B-Mickie and his wife's home. He's like, he's met someone new and he wants to do something with her, but he doesn't want to be disrespectful to Lucille. And he was like, if you guys are divorced, you should just let her know, just to, you know, be honest about everything. And so he agrees, and he also decides that he wants to help B-Mickie because he's always been like a father figure to B-Mickie because his father wasn't around, and he says he's going to bring over his tools to basically help out around B-Mickie's house and help him out with everything he needs to do over there. So it was a nice little moment, nice moment on an episode of BMF.
I thought it was a real nice moment. He's like, as a man, you got to take responsibility. You got to do these things. So yeah, we need to help each other out and figure these things. And I'll bring my tools over. And like, man, thank you. Like, people don't like help. Like, I don't understand it, but I need help, and I know somebody that got the resource. I'm gonna ask them for help.
Yeah.
Too much pride. Black people got too much pride.
Yeah, it is true. Yeah, B-Mickie especially, man. They offered him free money. Free money.
He should have been took that money from what's the name? He was like, nah, I know you got a daughter, and I know she needed. Like, take that money, son. You know she got bill. You got bills, son.
Stupid. Meanwhile, back in Atlanta, you get Lucille and Nicole. They go on the orientation trip. While there, Lucille basically sees like this table with pamphlets. She also sees these young men checking her out. So she's like, oh, I got that old thing back. Got the heroin tracks. So she picks up one of the pamphlets, and then this older woman comes by, and basically she says that Lucille says she's here for her daughter's orientation, and she asks her if her daughter has ever considered being a part of sorority, and if Lucille has been a part of the sorority, and she says, no, I think the sororities are too cliquish. So that offends the lady.
Lucille being judgmental yet again.
Are you a part of sorority?
No, I always wanted to be one, though.
There you go.
But my school didn't. The school I went to didn't really have like sororities. I went to the city college, and they didn't have They said it's not too late though. But I always wanted to be a part of one.
No. My sister's a part of AKA.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. I was about to pledge a fraternity, but then I decided not to because I was like, nah, y'all ain't about to yell at me and haze me. I'm good. I got invited to that first meeting. I ain't show up.
Damn.
I was like, I'm good. Hey, I got where I needed to be at the end of the day. So
that's true. Yeah.
But yeah. Then you get her. She's like, the lady's like saying that how her daughter is like pre-med and all of this. So that makes Lucille go to Nicole like, we need to discuss your future. We need to discuss what you're gonna major in. Then back at the house, she's given a mink coat by Meech, but she's basically trying to turn it down, saying that she can't wear these lavish things because she's a leader of the church. And Meech basically claps back at her like, when we were about to be evicted from our house and had to pay like 5 months worth of the mortgage, it was me that paid off for the house, not the church. And then she claps back at me, and she was like, when you got shot 5 times, that wasn't you or your money that did that. That was the Lord that helped you survive that. So difference of opinion, but I think her opinion did change when she went to the church, because she went to Pastor Coleman's church. You see these big trucks with money and ATMs.
There's like, what is this? What's happening?
They making that bread. They making that bread out here in these streets. They meet up with one of Meech's boys who's there with his grandmother, and then the fake Money Mike, aka Andre 3000, pulls up on them.
He's like,
yeah, he wanted the money for giving the good seats. They like, thank you so much, sir. Appreciate that. Let me give you a pound because you ain't gonna get no money from me.
You're not gonna get no money from me, sir.
And then we see Pastor Coleman's sermon, and you got people making it rain like it's Magic City up in this church. Like, I was like, is this a strip club or a church? Excuse me, what are we doing?
The Marcus said a good thing. Church people are very cliquish. So I don't understand where Lucille get that foolishness from. Very, very cliquish.
They're very cliquish and judgmental.
But yep, very judgmental. And she's very she's everything a church person is that we hate about church people.
Yeah.
Typical church person.
That's Lucille. Speaking of which, DeMarcus says, I believe that Lucille, aka Lucille, will go to Terry restaurant and meet Cicely, who's Cece.
Because she a hater. That's why. She a fucking hater. You gonna tell this man? Mind you, Charles then tried to get back with you. You was like, nope. Now when Charles is like, okay, he acts being nice, get a little permission. Now she's gonna be in her feelings. Watch, because you done made
he just let her know. He was being respectful. When she comes back from Atlanta, he lets her know that he met somebody and that he wants to take them out on a date. And she asks him, and he's still being honest. He was like, I met her at Terry's restaurant. So yeah. You missed your chance, girl.
She gonna be a hater, but she'll come back to him.
She gonna call the doctor back, see if he got a divorce yet.
No, I don't think she's gonna call the doctor back.
DeMarcus says, now we know why Meech is so against churches. I'm surprised that Meech and Terry didn't launder through Pastor Coleman Church because it's tax-free. That's a good point. We all know about laundering money through the church from Duda and Nuck over on Jai.
It's lucrative business.
All these shows just teaching us about how to be a criminal. How to be a criminal. 101. We also got DeMarcus with a good point here as well, saying Charles, aka Russell Hornsby, directed this episode. Shout outs to him. He did a good job.
Go ahead, Charles.
He did a good job. The only final note that we didn't touch on was the two things. Was first we saw Breeze talking to Nicole early in the episode while Breeze is at college, and they talk about how Nicole is getting Terry to pay off the lawyer fees for her to settle the case about getting arrested in last episode, and then we see that Breeze is checking out all the biddies,
the ladies, in college.
And he's like, I ran out of minutes. I gotta go.
Mind you, that does not happen. They'll say something before it interrupts your call, but whatever. That's how payphones used to work, boys and girls, back in the 1900s. If you didn't know.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be a wrap for this relationship. She shouldn't have.
Oh, it's over. It's been over.
She shouldn't have let him take the V card. Not before he goes to college. There's a very high rate that this is not going to work out. So don't let him have the V card.
Listen.
I'm just saying. That don't make too much sense.
Right. You're right.
And then the last part was when Duffy went to go see Kenny. And basically tried to give him money to leave town so he can get away from Detective Brian. As soon as he's in there, freaking Detective Brian come a knocking. He come a knocking on the door, and he's looking for Kenny, and Duffy has to yoke him up and be like, "Yo, you don't say a fucking word." He's like, "We can do this." And Brian's like saying, we could do this the easy way or the hard way. He's like, oh, you want the hard way? He kicks the door down, goes in, and they're all gone, Duffy and Kenny. So
they
don't catch
that one, you don't know where they went or what's happening or like what's going on. So that's what I'm saying. He's being very careless. Very like he's doing stuff that
he made the right decision. You got to get out of there. You can't stay in there.
He took him out of there, but just the guy that he's offering, and the guy's like, "Oh no, I got to go back. I got a couple of credits on my college and all this." I'm like, "Nigga, I done told you to get your ass out of here. Like, let's go." So he's like, "I gotta graduate."
Gotta graduate. Gotta graduate. He wanted to graduate real bad. He was willing to take the bid, but
Yeah.
it was like, no. You were part of this now. DeMarcus says Terry did say that the house never loses when he saw all that money in church. Put that money into Pastor Coleman. Pastor Coleman know how to get the funds out here. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Pastor Coleman was played by the legendary Clifton Powell, aka Pinky. Pinky, nigga. My name's Pinky, nigga.
Pinky.
Another one of my favorite parts from the next Friday movie.
Yep.
Who's your favorite character in Friday?
Besides Money Mike?
Out of all three. To give us your top 3 Friday
Money
characters.
Mike. Money Mike, of course. Mike Epps. And then Pops. Pops is great. I love Pops. R.I.P. Yeah. I love Pops.
R.I.P. John Weatherspoon.
John Weatherspoon is a classic, yo.
I would go Day. Mike Epps, yeah. Day.
Mm-hmm.
I'd go Baby Joker. What you think? This is 7-Eleven? Is this 7-Eleven, my friend? You came for some sugar? No more locked doors.
Oh, yes, he was so good. Oh, yes, they were so good. Oh, come on, Holmes. And the dog, too. Oh, that's so, yeah.
And then third.
Part 2 is a classic, man. People don't get
it's
part 2.
So good.
People forget about it. They'll say the first one, the third one, and then the second one. The second one is so good. I love the second one.
Second one's the funniest to me. It's the funniest to me. It's my favorite out of the Friday movies. I think the best is the first Friday movie, but my favorite is Next Friday. I like Next Friday. Then I would probably say Azelle. I'm really going with the people that I quote the most, and I always quote those 3: Day, Baby Joker, and Azelle from the first Friday.
Good. That's good. Good 3. Good top 3.
Yeah. All right, y'all. If you're watching us on demand, let us know that as well. Let us know your top 3 Friday characters and what you thought about BMF season 4 episode 3, and of course let us know in the live chat your MVP, LVP. What did you give the show out of 10? Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle for me and Miss Krssi Love for season 4 episode 3, Good Faith, in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up across the board from both of us out of 10. What did you give this episode, Krssi?
I give it a 7.5. Yeah, solid. Yeah, 7.5 because it's another setup episode, so it's easy set 7.5.
Yeah, I would probably give it like I'll go slightly higher. I'll give it like an 8. Yeah,
give it an 8?
I'm right there with DeMarcus. I'll give it an 8. This was a solid episode, solid setup episode. I got Clifton Powell in
Clifton
BMF,
Powell. I love Clifton Powell. People don't give Clifton Powell no credit, man. He's one of those like GOAT actors, man, that could be anything.
He's a black all-star. He's a black all-star.
He's on the black all-star. Yeah.
He's on the black all-star list. That's another thing we gotta do. We gotta start reviewing hood classics. That's what we gotta do.
Okay, I like that. I like that idea. Okay.
What's the movie with Cliff? There's so many movies with Clifton Powell. Clifton Powell's like in every hood classic that I remember. We need to watch Juice over.
I've seen Juice in so long. Wow. Yeah.
Me either. We gotta watch Juice over. We gotta watch Menace to Society.
Damn,
Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood.
Dead Presidents. Paper Soldiers.
These are all classics, man. Damn. And our kids will probably never even watch.
No, you gotta put your kids on to it too. You gotta sit them down. See, my kids are too young, but when they get like 7, 8 years old, I'm gonna start making them watch all the hood class. I asked T, because T's Italian and she got some parts of her West Indian, but she ain't watch a lot of hood classics. I asked her the other day. I was like, "You ever watch Baby Boy?"
Baby
She's like,
Boy's
I wasn't sure. I was like, nah, you would be sure if you watch Baby Boy because Snoop Dogg is one of the illest villains ever. Yo, Snoop Dogg scared me more in Baby Boy than he did when he was playing a vampire in Bones.
Nah, yes, Snoop Dogg. You wanted to fight. You wanted something bad to happen to Snoop Dogg because he was just in the way of Jody, and it wasn't right, and we wasn't liking it. We wasn't feeling it. So yeah.
No, you know why I asked her this? Because I was like, I've been a fan of. We watched, and this is something you and your husband should watch if you haven't already. Did you see Tyler Perry's Straw?
I have not seen Straw yet.
Watch it. It's so good.
So, okay,
it's so good.
good.
Because Taji P. Henson is one of the most underrated female actresses out there. She's one of the best Black female actresses in the world.
People keep giving. I'm getting a lot. Okay, so I'm getting mixed reviews, but a lot of the positive outweigh the negatives. But it's a lot more.
I'm not saying it's a great movie. I'm saying you need to watch it.
Got it. Okay. Okay, that's two different things.
There is like it's some parts of it that is bad and over the top, but her performance in particular is good.
Okay.
It is good.
That's fair. That's valid.
But yes, as far as this episode, I give it an 8 out of 10. MVP for the episode. You know what? I'm gonna give it to Terry.
I was giving mine to Terry because he helped save the day.
He peeped the sting operation. He did his thing. He did his thing in this one. I'm going to give it to Terry here.
Yeah, I'll give it to Terry too. Yeah.
And LVP, yeah, Kenny Johnson is a good one from DeMarcus. But I'm actually going to give it to Meech. Meech was the one who pissed me off the most for trusting J-Pusha.
Yeah. Sorry. Meech definitely deserves it.
And DeMarcus says, who y'all think has the worst snot cry? Taji P. Henson or Viola Davis? Viola Davis, for sure. All right, we've made it to the end of our BMF Season 4, Episode 3 review. Good faith. Miss Krssi Love, let everybody know where they can follow you on social media and when they shall see you again.
Hold on 1 second.
About to give her the spotlight, and I did it too soon. And yeah, let me know in the comments section
my son's
as well.
about to go outside in a whole sweatshirt when it's 90 degrees outside with shorts on. Like, bruh, you was just outside. Like, come on, son. Like, what do you mean there's no sun? What does that even mean? Bruh, you have a phone that tells you the weather. Like, get out of my face with this right now. There's a white sweatshirt of all colors. You put on white?
Miss Krssi Love, let everybody know about you on social media.
Krssi Love _1. True Hill Krssi Love. And just my plain name. I'll be back here again probably next week sometime. Oh, it doesn't stop, even when they're teens, SP. I'm just letting you know that now.
I'm sure of that. But yes, we will be back together, I believe, on True Hill Heat Wrestling YouTube channel. Not this coming weekend, but the following weekend. Miss Krssi Love will be back on the flagship podcast. You can follow me on the Twitter machine at True Hill SP3. You can follow the gang Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at True Hill Heat. As well, we'll be back, like you said, next week for True Hill Heat Sports and Entertainment for our next BMF episode. Be on the lookout for the Shy review we got to do. All American. Check out our Yellow Jackets review that we did. Check out the Power Book Raising Canaan season finale review, and check out everything we've done for BMF so far with episode 1 review. Episode 2 was the highest viewership we've done for any of our reviews dating back to Power Book 2 Ghost.
Really?
So thank
Y'all
you so
like BMF
much
that much?
for that.
Okay, thank you.
Apparently they like us talking about it here.
They don't like Raising Canaan? Okay, yeah.
Join us back for next week for Miss Krssi Love. It is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. This has been our BMF Season 4, Episode 3, Good Faith Review. We are signing off until next time.
Laters.